The first person to survive Alzheimer's disease is out there. They're going to hold on to everything the disease steals away. And the Alzheimer's Association is going to make it happen by funding research, advancing public policy, and spurring scientific breakthroughs, and by providing local support to those living with the disease and their caregivers. We're easing the burden until we accomplish our goal. But we won't get there without you. Visit alz.org to join the fight.
Time to fire up the grill.
Time to go to Total Wine and find the perfect flavor to pair with those burgers.
Ooh, I love their beer cooler.
You love their prices even more.
Wondrous selection, helpful guides, ridiculously low prices. Total Wine and more.
Hi, I'm Brad Dourif.
My name is Colin Salmon.
I am Emily Hampshire, and I play Jennifer Goins on 12 Monkeys.
Hey, this is Katie Sackhoff.
Hey, it's Greg Grunberg.
My name is Gareth Edwards.
My name is Neville Peach, and I'm a concept designer in film.
Hello, my name is Matt Frewer, and welcome to Sci-Fi Talk.
Hi, this is Tony Tillotto, and today I have Justina Adorno, who has a new role on Roswell, New Mexico. It's a reboot of the series Roswell, and maybe you've seen her in the Eva Longoria-produced ABC drama Grand Hotel. Somebody's mowing the lawn, it sounds like.
Thanks, Tony. Yeah, I'm over here trying to get some exercise going for me while I'm in the midst of traveling. I'm here in Orlando.
Tell us about Steph, the character you're playing on Roswell, New Mexico.
Well, I can't really say too much about Steph because she's kind of like a little... I wouldn't say secret, but, you know, she's like a special person that comes into the world of Roswell, New Mexico. So I can't say too much, but she is the head of surgery's daughter. She's a strong-willed person. She chooses the wrong time to be a little sassy. But, yeah, she's really fun. She's a very strong woman, and I'm loving playing her right now.
Well, the description that I got is she's very well educated. And she never apologizes for who she is. And and it's safe to say that she's going to stir things up between Liz and Max when the second season starts this January in 2020.
I'm not going to say anything about that part, but she's very well educated, and she doesn't apologize for being herself, that's for sure, which is something I definitely look up to.
And because she's witty. And I don't like this expression, sharp-tongued, but that's the description that I got. She has a way with words, let's say that.
She has horrible timing, let's say that.
So what's it like to come on this show? I mean, it's obviously different from Grand Hotel.
It's very different from Grand Hotel, but like Grand Hotel, I'm absolutely loving this experience, the cast and crew. They've been so welcoming to me, and you shoot every episode. And coming on to a already established show, that's a super established show since it's a reboot, you know, it was a little somewhat nerve-wracking, but not really, because I love jumping into things and meeting new people and starting new projects. So I was a little, you know, timid at first, you know, just to jump into a new family, but they were so welcoming and loving, and oh my God, I've been having a blast with everyone. Janine actually just threw a Halloween party that my boyfriend and I went to this past weekend, and, you know, I asked her, I was like, is this a costume party? And she's like, yeah, it's a costume party. But she didn't mention that it was a costume contest with performance.
Oh.
And literally in the moment, like, we had to come up with some sort of performance as our spa people costume. So it was fun. It was fun. They're a great bunch of people. I love them.
So how many episodes will we see you in?
As of right now, I'm gonna be in 7, but there's room for more, so hopefully there's more.
Hey, that's pretty good. That's a good start.
That is freaking good, right?
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's fantastic. It's good. Kind of take us back to the summer. I mean, Grand Hotel broke a barrier. It took obviously Eva's clout to get this done, but it was really a Latin cast, and that is I mean, I've been waiting forever in my lifetime watching TV for anything like this to come up. But to have 10 Latino regulars on a show, that's unprecedented.
Were there 10 Latino regulars? I don't know if there were 10. But
that's
there
what
were
I
a
heard.
lot. There were 10?
Yes.
Well, I know there's me, Felice, Damian, Rosalind, that are full Latino, and I know Denise is half. I think Brian Craig is half, but so I think it is 6. And I think if you're counting, you know, the guest stars like Jen Carlos and Eva Longoria, then there's probably more. But there were 6. So I think what was beautiful about Grand Hotel was that it was genuinely diverse show. You know,
yes.
We had every ethnicity on the show, and you know, we captured America and Miami, you know, which is Latin, of course, but also every other culture that's involved, you know, in the hospitality business, and in different statuses,
absolutely.
You know, in different statuses, in different ways that you may not have imagined a certain person that looks the way that they do to play the part that they play. So I do think Grand Hotel was groundbreaking, and you know, I'm so grateful to have been a part of it. It was a dream come true. You know, I always said I wanted it to play a character that wasn't stereotypical, and by all means, Yoli was not. So
no.
I'm super grateful that I got to see my wish come true, you know, as my first series regular on television, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's great. It broke ground, and it was great to see that. And I credit Eva for, you know, fighting for it and getting it done. So that's,
for sure.
That's fantastic. I mean, we certainly, you know, it's, I guess, I have a secret agenda because I am Latino, is I like to feature Latinos on my podcast. And I'm actually kind of coming up with it's not a very formalized group, but essentially I want to team up with other Latino podcasters out there and kind of help promote their stuff. Yeah. So
that's so smart. I mean, that's how you do it. You know, and that's the what I believe that's what Eva's trying to do, and that's what I want to, you know, aspire to be a part of. It's just highlighting the Latino culture and showing all the different sides to it. You know, not just the sides that the general wash of America wants to see Latinos in. You know, the way that we want to see ourselves represented and the way we want to support each other, but we need to all support each other, you know?
Yes, we do.
Unfortunately, Grand Hotel didn't get picked up for season 2, and, you know, I wish that we had more support overall, especially with the Latino community.
Well, the good thing is it got out there and it resonated. Networks are very funny things. I have a feeling that Eva's probably going to do something that might not be on the networks, but there's certainly other outlets now that are more willing to listen to different ideas. So,
sure.
I think she will either have this or something else show up. So, but again, it broke ground, so it's very important, and it's a part of history now. So that's good.
It definitely is a part of history. A great part. It was such a good show. I mean, I would have been a fan of it regardless if I was on or off then.
All right, why don't we take a short break? We are talking to Justina Adorno about her work on Roswell, New Mexico, and right now Grand Hotel, and we will be right back.
The first person to survive Alzheimer's disease is out there. They're going to hold on to everything the disease steals away. And the Alzheimer's Association is going to make it happen by funding research, advancing public policy, and spurring scientific breakthroughs, and by providing local support to those living with the disease and their caregivers, or easing the burden until we accomplish our goal. But we won't get there without you. Visit alz.org to join the fight.
Hello, I am C3PO Human Cyborg Relations.
This is Leonard Nimoy.
Hi, I'm Angel Colby. I play Guinevere in Merlin.
Hi, this is Billy Boyd. I play Pippin in Lord of the Rings, and you're listening to Sci-Fi Talk.
Live long and prosper.
Back with Justina Adorno. I was actually in the Bronx last week.
Really? What were you doing?
Yeah,
there?
we went to the Bronx Zoo, of course. What are you going to do? You go to the Bronx Zoo.
The two staples, the Bronx Zoo or Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, in all the years I've lived in the East Coast and in the New York area, that was my first time. Really funny.
Really?
But anyway, yeah, it was my first time, but we had a blast. It was really fun. So, as I mentioned before we went on, that we have some similarities, and it's actually through my wife. My wife was born in Ohio, but then they moved to Anderson, South Carolina.
Oh, wow.
And so, college-wise, she went to Clemson, and then she also went to Carolina in the town you were raised in, Columbia.
Okay.
Columbia, South Carolina. So how about that? And then there's another overlap. Mm-hmm. You went to Coastal Carolina University.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter graduated from Coastal Carolina.
Shut up. What did she study?
Yeah. She's a teacher. She's studied I think early childhood or something. Yeah, education. And she's in education and is teaching now, and actually won an award for teaching just this past year. So she's doing really well.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. And I'll be down there to see her and her husband with my wife for Thanksgiving. So I always like going down to South Carolina. It's a great place.
Yeah, is nice to go to for the holidays. I might be going to South Carolina for Thanksgiving myself. My mom still lives there.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, we're going to be down there. We're staying in Charleston, and eventually we're going to move down to Mount Pleasant, which is near Charleston. So we already have a place there, so it's just being rented now. But that's where I'm going to end up.
That's amazing.
So, what was it like for you in Columbia? Were there a lot of Latinos there, or not? Probably not, I would think.
There really weren't that many. I have my mom's family that was there. But I mean, it didn't really negatively influence me. I've always been raised just to see people, not color or culture or anything. We just accept people for who they are. So not having a large Latino community didn't affect me personally too much.
Right.
But I definitely felt a little different. But sometimes being different is not a bad thing. But I definitely knew that South Carolina wasn't for me. I've never felt like I was connected to a small town life, even though South Carolina is a city. I didn't really feel like I could grow as much as I wanted to there.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah,
but
I hear
it was definitely great for my childhood. I definitely had freedom there. I got to have a backyard and play pretend and ride bikes, and my mom felt comfortable me going to sleepovers and going to parties, and my life wouldn't have been the same, obviously, if I would have grown up fully in New York. So I'm really grateful that I got to have that in South Carolina for sure.
Yeah, that sounds great. One of the things I admire about you is you work. You recently partnered with the ASPCA, which is a great organization, and Rescue Dogs Rock. I have a dog and a cat myself, so I love animals and love. She's actually sleeping at the moment, but I have a French bulldog.
What kind of dog is? Aww.
Yeah, she's adorable. She really is adorable. Really sweet, has a nice personality. And the cat, he had a rough night last night. I don't know what was going on with him, but that's not unusual. But they get along. It's kind of a love-hate thing. But yeah, talk about your efforts to, was animals something that you always loved as a kid, and now you're as an adult, you're working with, to kind of make sure that they're taken care of correctly?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, all my life I've loved animals, and I always thought that my career would be more in performance in some sort, and I'm glad that I'm able to do both. I mean, my biggest contribution to helping animals is going vegan. You know, I've struggled going vegan since I was 15 years old, going back and forth from being vegetarian to pescatarian to trying out vegan to going back to pescatarian to, you know, and it wasn't until about 2.5 years ago where I said enough was enough, and I decided to not make my food choices selfish choices. You know, I started thinking more about, you know, the animals and not them as me, you know, seeing them as cows and pigs and watching the videos of what's actually happening behind closed doors that we like to ignore in our culture. We're so far removed from farm to table. It's not like that, you know. It's definitely not, and I'm just not okay with it, and I was fed up with myself, and so I decided to make that move for me and to spread the word, you know, of full positivity, because at the end of the day, that's what you're choosing is love whenever you go vegan, you know, love for all. They're all equal, as are we, all equal. No one's better than the other. So I try to spread awareness of that, you know, not just with cats and dogs. They're just one of and two of many animals that deserve the same amount of love and respect and value. Yeah, that's what I do. I recently went to an animal sanctuary over in Jersey, and that was beautiful. I saw their little piglet, their baby pig named Penguin. So cute. He was so feisty, and like the more we start getting in tune with like seeing them as we see cats and dogs here in America, the more the easier it would be to stop the cruelty. You know, I think we get too comfortable in a habit that were somewhat born into. You know, that we forget that we have our own choice to do what we know is right. And I try to bring that to light, no matter how uncomfortable it gets, because sometimes the truth is uncomfortable. So I became vegan by seeing the nasty sides of things, more so than just for health reasons or, you know, just saying I love animals. I had to see the bad stuff for me to really get it through my brain. Yeah, that's my contribution, and you know, I try to work with as many nonprofits that help animals. Right now, it's more so with cats and dogs because those are the easiest to get hold of. But I hope to rescue, you know, cows and zebras and alligators, mice one day, all of them.
Yeah.
So
that's a worthy endeavor, definitely.
I stopped using makeup that isn't vegan, you know, because they test on rabbits and monkeys and all animals, you know, so, and beagles, and I'm done with making excuses for myself. Like, we all have to be accounted for with our actions. So every time I'm educated, I try to incorporate that into my life.
Absolutely.
For all animals.
And
as
far as your vegan diet on your Instagram account, Justina Vegan Journey, at Justina Vegan Journey, all one word, people can kind of see how you're doing it.
You can lose weight on a vegan diet. It's all about balance and health. Vegan doesn't necessarily have to mean healthy. You know, you can, if you're worried about losing out on eating donuts and your pizza, if you go vegan, you definitely don't have to give up on that. That's for sure. And you could definitely gain muscle and also lose weight. Whatever it is you want to do, it just takes that effort into learning what you're actually putting inside your body. I mean, I do it all. I go from juices to eating a burger or having a sandwich and making some ice cream and smoothies, and I do it all. I mean, my next goal is to really be as clean as possible, you know, as for my health. But as far as the vegan is concerned, I do it definitely for the animals.
Well, that's fantastic. Hey, I really want to thank you for taking the time to talk to me. We've had a great time talking to you, and, you know, wish you the very best, and especially on Roswell, New Mexico, which is coming up in January of 2020 on the CW. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun to see you in that, and and see how Steph kind of stirs the pot in, on the show. So, and that's all I'll say
me
about
too.
it. But it should be fun, and obviously a role like that, that's the kind of roles actors love when they can kind of stir things up. So, everybody can play the good girl, but when you can play a little bit of the bad, that's not too bad. But maybe she's not bad. We'll see.
More fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
We shall see.
All right. Well, thanks again, and wish you the best of luck. And it's great to talk to an up-and-coming Latina actor, and just wish you the very, very best.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support, and good luck over at Mount Pleasant.
Yes. Yeah. I'm a few years away yet, but we will be down there. So we'll be down there eventually. Otherwise, I'm here in New York City, which is not a bad thing either.
Not at all. Well, happy Halloween. And happy
Halloween, I know. And happy Thanksgiving and happy holidays to you. Right. And thank you all for listening to Sci-Fi Talk. Check out Justina Adorno in Roswell, New Mexico. And I'm sure Grand Hotel is probably available on demand. And there's probably going to be a DVD coming of that too. So check that out as well. Take care, everybody.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and you're listening to Sci-Fi Talk.
Time to fire up the grill.
Time to go to Total Wine and find the perfect flavor to pair with those burgers.
Ooh, I love their beer cooler.
You love their prices even more.
Wondrous selection, helpful guides, ridiculously low prices. Total Wine and more.
Time to fire up the grill.
Time to go to Total Wine and find the perfect flavor to pair with those burgers.
Ooh, I love their beer cooler.
You love their prices even more.
Wondrous selection, helpful guides, ridiculously low prices. Total Wine and more.